I love all three goalies. Milberg's great. I've had Milberg on my show. I've had McCarthy on my show. I talk to the guys a lot. I haven't had Manzi on my show, but I talked to Manzi a bunch of times. And all three guys are great. I like to call it almost like a quarterback room in a sense with all three of them. You have your goalie room, and goalies are goalies. They're very weird. And one thing I like about them is they're weird in their own differences. You have McCarthy, who doesn't have any superstitions. He's like ready to go. He does his normal stuff, but he isn't like he doesn't have anything weird. He's like your typical goalie. You have a guy like Milberg who has some superstitions. He likes to jam out to certain songs. He likes, he's the music guy of the team. And then you have Manzi, who is the most. If you had if you made a show about stereotypical goaltending, that'd be Manzi. He waters the left goalpost after every whistle, and then after so many, he'll water the whole thing. And in his own words to me, the goalposts are the last line of defense. They're my best friends, and they have to stay hydrated during the game. That was the quote he gave me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So great guy. He played juniors in Alaska, playing for the Anchorage Wolverines. Great jerseys, by the way. I recommend all three of you looking him up. Beautiful jerseys. But no, they're all unique. They're all different. Manzi's had the most starts, which is kind of a crazy thing to say about a freshman goaltender, but that is the case. Mm-hmm. You look at McCarthy, had a great start to the season, a 54 save shutout, a 1-0 win over the Knights, and then he kind of lulled out. And that's what I think made, Ed Gosick go, well, might as well try Milberg. I haven't put him in all year. And then he does. And then Milberg has a 3-0 win. I think it was 24 or 25 save shutout. And we're back and rolling. And then you put in, it was Manzi in the game in Plattsburgh. He was in there. He let up 4. You pull him out. You put Milberg back in. You come back. You win 5-4. So the goalies are an interesting case of they're having their struggles, but everyone is very, 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 capable of doing their own things, and the players in front of them trust them a lot. Colin talked a lot about it, actually, believe it or not, on my show. He, brought up how Manzi played a great game and how he completely trusts all three of those goaltenders. And to hear those words, I feel like is the only thing you kind of really need to justify that they're playing somewhat good hockey. But there's also great goalies in this league. D3 goalies are good. My good buddy Kyle Curtin, he transferred to Utica for his final year. We played against him. His nickname is the Steel Curtain for a reason. He knows how to play goalie, and that's a reason why Utica's pretty dang good at stick and puck right now. You look at him, you look at a guy like Damian Beaver on Hobart. His career save percentage is a .956. That's insane. And
Jeez.
that shouldn't be a real stat. I thought we were playing, NHL 26 or something, but we weren't. You look at a guy like that, even a goalie like Grant Linville, who we just played against, who plays for Morrisville. He's 6'5", he's 6'7" on skates, and he's huge. When he leans over, he's hanging over he's guarding the whole goal when he's leaning over. Like, he's huge. So there's great goalies in this league. But at the end of the day, I think we have a great trio of goalies. I think we have a great trio, that switches in and out. I don't know the starter for this weekend. That actually does not get told till Thursday night. So I don't even know until I get the lineups Friday afternoon. But whoever Ed Gosick puts in on a week-in, week-out basis, I fully trust it. Manzi played the whole weekend this weekend. He played both games, and he played phenomenal. I even second-guessed it. I looked Ed Gosick in the face at Morrisville, and I said, "You're putting Manzi in? You haven't done this all year." And he goes, "Yeah, I trust him." I said, "Well, that's the coach's words. I'll trust him." And look what happened. So I think we have a good trio of goalies. There's a little bit of, there's a little bit of ups and downs to it. But at the end of the day, if Ed Gosick says this guy's suitable and that guy feels like it, put him in net. And that seems to be working the case. And I think we got a good group of guys.